Alright guys, so wanted to let you know that when I pulled into the driveway, I got an Uber order, and it appeared to be half of the order that was offered to me when I was at the restaurant, because it was a pizza Hut order, and appeared to be going in the same direction, because they always show you that the area you're going to be delivered to for the first order, but they don't show you the second order. And it was interesting because this one said 38 minutes for $10. And I'm like, okay, you know, so I don't know how they're calculating these delivery times, but I was not interested in that either. Now I've gotten a couple of Uber Eats offers, nothing good. This one that's in front of me right now is $5.80 for 3.1 miles for 21 minutes, which is a $15 order, $15 an hour order. That's absolutely ridiculous. Just got a Sonic offer for $9.50, going 9.71 miles. Turn that one down as well. I do not go to Sonic. I refuse to go to Sonic. I've gone there 3 different times, and 3 different times I've dropped the order because nobody ever brought the order to me, and I sat there in excess of 10 minutes. Looks like I got a Jersey Mike's now that's coming to me. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm trying to find the last one, what will most probably be the last order of the night. This is $5.75 for 4 miles. And it looks like it's going to be, no, don't like where it's going either. It's going actually backwards, farther down the road, taking me farther away from home. We're going to decline that. Too small. We got to get something going. So my strategy is I got to go by my normal shopping center where I start at the evening. And I've gotten way far out here, which is something that tends to sometimes happen. And the restaurants that are out here are all fast food and all tend to be really low paying orders. And unfortunately, by taking that last order for Grubhub, it threw me out here. I'm hoping maybe Grubhub will give me something, but I've not heard from them at all. They've sent me nothing since the last drop-off. So I'm hoping something comes here. It would be nice, because it's definitely the orders that have come from Uber and DoorDash are not very good. Now, I've got to get back around the restaurants that are going to be decent. I know there's several restaurants that could give me a decent going home order. So I've got to drive these miles anyways. I'm going to head back past that shopping plaza, and then I'm going to, begin my ride home. I'm going to more likely than not stage up there at that shopping center waiting for an order for a little while at least, and if I don't get one to pick up on my way, the only thing I'm contemplating is the direction I'm going to come into that shopping center, which can sometimes really affect the orders you end up getting. And it looks like we got something going on here. Alright guys, I'll be back once I get an order, or if I'm updating to let you know that I didn't do another order and I'm heading home, but I'll be back with an update soon. Alright guys, talk to you in a little bit. Alright guys, so I am back now with an update here, very quickly actually. You probably noticed there on the timestamp that I got an order really quick. As soon as I was sitting here waiting at this light, all the phones start going off. I'm getting orders from everywhere. DoorDash ones are not very good. But I end up getting a $21, 36-cent, 10-mile, 40-minute, allegedly 40-minute order, which unfortunately is going to, if it takes as long as they say it will keep me out of here till about 9. I'll let my wife know that, but she'll understand. But it's going to give me a $21 minimum order. And I start out going to Sheets. I'm not sure where the second drop-off is. Let's see where it is. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Okay. Well, anyways, at least it sounds like it's all kind of relatively local. I mean, these things make no sense to me whatsoever with how they stack these orders. But anyways, I'm going to be going to Sheets and Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and then I'm going to go start making my drop-offs. I'm going to complete both of these. I'm ending my dash right now. So DoorDash is over. Grubhub is getting ended right now. Looks like they're trying to send me. They tried to sneak in the last one. Burger King stack order, $8. Burger King Papa John deal for 3 miles. I'm sorry, DoorDash, I'm busy. Order is too small. But for $10 for $21, I couldn't turn that down. Or 10 miles for $21. That's a really, really good miles to money ratio. So I decided to go ahead and do it, make that my last order of the night, which will put me well over my $61, although I'm going to end up being out about 3 hours. So That will put me just above $25 an hour. It looks like, if I'm making my estimations correct. We'll see where it all falls in for the night. So I can't argue with that. $32.75 come through on the DoorDash side. Just let me know that. In Grubhub, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that one off. Although I may leave Grubhub on. I don't know. Now I'm going to take it off too. I'm going to go ahead and power down Grubhub. So we'll see once I get done where this leads me at, what direction, if there is room for still a going home order. There still could be, and that might take us over and make $100 for tonight, which would be absolutely outstanding. But we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'll be back with an update here as soon as I make this first pickup, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'm back. So I just made the first drop off, the first half of this order. Now again, here recent on these stacked orders, Uber Eats has thrown out like varying different numbers in terms of what is showing. But right now what's showing is that this first order was worth $7.38, which means my next order is worth about $13 and some change in order for it to get to the $21 amount that I saw at the beginning of this order. Now that's a tropical smoothie order. It seems kind of crazy that they're tipping that much, but whatever. It was a tropical smoothie and sheets order, so I mean that just seems insane. But maybe there's some extra money that's going to show up on the next one. A lot of times they do boosts and stuff like that that'll show up, that'll help the order get to that point, especially if it was turned down a lot. Anyways, so the next drop off is 5 minutes away. I'm heading over there to get that done right now, and then that should get me, it should be about 8:59, 9 o'clock when I get this order done. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to leave me at, but I think I am going to be in position to at least consider some orders as I'm driving past my normal shopping plaza to see if there's anything that might be going in the direction of my house that could be lucrative. If there isn't anything that makes sense, then I'm not going to take anything. And we should still have a decent night. The other thing that happened is there was the tip came through, and I got a little bit extra tip, so the order went from being $10.95 to $12.56 for that last order that I had. So that's really, really good. So I'm very happy about that. You know, that's definitely very, very nice of that customer, so I appreciate it. So I guess it did help to get a little bit early there. So it ended up meaning that for that same amount of time when I dropped it, I got $12 from Grubhub for the order that I took for them, and $12.91. So basically got about $25 for the same amount of time that I, might have only been $19 with Uber, especially if I would have shown up after I went to Long John Silver's, and that gentleman would have seen me there going all over God's green earth, and I would have let him know, but it still doesn't matter. I mean, the food could have been cold, whatever. And again, that affects obviously the tip and the spirit of the customer when they're determining what they're going to leave. So, all right, guys, I'm about 3 minutes from my drop off. I'll be back on after that to let you guys know how that goes. And then, of course, it'll be a little while. It'll probably be in the deep dive in the numbers that I'll tell you exactly what those tips ended up being. We'll go off the projections to end the night. Should turn in a pretty decent night. And like I said, we're going to look probably for a going home order, especially since we're so close to that $100 mark, which is always my goal. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. So I made that final drop off, and it appears I'm waiting on about $10 and some change in tips to come through. There's $10.50 in base pay, so there was a boost. I did get a couple of offers as I got done. I got an $18 offer from Grubhub for 16 miles, but it was going way the opposite direction of home. Could not do that one. Plus, I really wouldn't have done it to begin with because it's one of those deals where you go all the way down and then you've got to travel all 16 miles back, just to get in position and get another order. I mean, it was way down there. So appreciate that customer being willing to give a halfway decent tip, because I'm sure they did. But there's also a lot of travel going on there, which made that order just, to me, really a non-starter once you took a look at the ins and outs of the order. So I am now back at my original staging point, and I'm going to be here for just a couple minutes, see if anything comes through. Figured I'd at least stop up here on my way through, and then I'm going to head home if I don't get something heading in the direction of home. I'm only $15 away from 100, so I figure, you know, why not give it a try and see what's going on. And actually, I'll flip it around here and come on camera again, so I got a little light. So anyways, all right guys, not a bad shift so far. Like I said, I gotta see what happens with the Uber tips. That's gonna obviously make a tremendous impact, because for some reason I didn't get any of those tips. Calculate. So we'll see what happens here. I have got a couple of Uber offers here that were not very good. And DoorDash, you know, I DoorDash. I'm not seeing anything wrong with them. And let's see here. We'll go on here. And boom. Alright, so I'm live now on DoorDash. So I'll be back if I get anything here. Or I'll be back just to let you know that I'm heading home and calling it a night. Alright guys, talk to you in a minute. Alright guys, so I got offered an order for $14.07, which is not quite $15, but it was going only 7 miles, going to the McDonald's. I normally don't like to do McDonald's, but it's after 9. So they're running a boost on Uber, and this is when Uber goes off up here. I mean, I know I'm going to probably continue to get offers from Uber, but $14 for 7 miles, it's kind of going in the direction of home. So I can kind of justify it. In fact, it's going to go right back out to the same place where I made my last drop-off. So I will once again pass my shopping plaza. This time I'm going to head directly home so I don't get in too much trouble with my wife. They're predicting 28 minutes. We'll see. I'll keep you guys informed. All right, guys. I'll see you in a minute. What's up, guys? So want to kind of update you there on the Uber order. Kind of a little bit of a mess. A couple of interesting things, though, to note, and that is, number one, this customer that I'm picking up for is actually the same customer, which I recognize that I was going to the same location, but it's actually the same customer that I delivered to, so I'm going right back to the same house, so this must be the second half of the order. Second interesting thing is this poor customer has had one heck of a night with this particular order. Apparently it's been sitting there for an hour and a half. When I got in there, I noticed it was, you know, normally McDonald's orders being $14 are not normal, especially when you're going this short of miles. So that told me right away that there's something going on, or something was going on with this order, as if it had been passed around for a while. So a little pro tip, if you see an order with Uber Eats that comes through that's abnormally large in comparison to the restaurant or the miles, you know, now sit down restaurants, Outback, stuff like that, you know, you can see some larger ones, because those you would expect a bigger tip. However, on fast food restaurants, you know, there is an amount that you would see, but $14 for 7 miles seemed a little bit strange to me, because normally Uber's going to pay you about $2.50 base pay, which means the customer's tipping you like $12 on a McDonald's order. Not typical. Now, what that indicates is that Uber, for some reason, is paying you extra money. If you're in a surge or something, you can see that. But in this case, it's because apparently the Uber driver, or an Uber driver came through about an hour ago, who refused to go in and pick the order up. I guess they waited to do the drive-through. And just another little tip, if it's within business hours, they're not going to give you the order. I've gotten that from Taco Bell. Now, they've actually been nice enough to give me the order, because I've shown them understanding and said, oh, thank you so much. No problem. I appreciate you letting me know that. I can do that. No problem. And then normally they'll be like, okay, you know what? Look, I'll give it to you right now, but next time please come through. And I'm like, hey, no problem. And the next time I come through, I'm coming inside. Anyways, this person refused to go inside. So, they left and they canceled the order. And this poor order's been sitting there. So I talked to the, manager and pretty much was like they were going to give me an order that had been sitting there for an hour, and I'm like, hey, look, he's like, I don't have the order in my system. I'm like, I got the order right here, and he remade it. He put actually a few extra items in there just to help me out, to smooth this over with the customer. I got in contact with the customer, explained the entire situation. Customer is very thankful to me, at least he's expressed that in messages, saying, hey, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. And I apologized and said, hey, listen, I'm sorry you've had to wait this long. So maybe something extra gets turned into tip, maybe it doesn't, whatever. It's still, again, this is a customer service game. At least they can do, there's a free way, they will at least remunerate you in the ratings. So even if it gets me a good rating and a good, you know, hey, this guy went above and beyond and a good comment, I'm okay with that. I'm pretty certain whatever tip they gave should be secured. And then, like I said, the other tip should be coming through soon. So, all right, guys, I am going to call at this point. I'm going to go home. This took way longer than what I thought it was going to do. So I'm going to go home after this for certain, because my wife's going to be very upset that I'm running this late. But, you know, I think she'll understand when I tell her the story. All right, guys, I will speak to you soon. I'll let you know how the drop-off goes. Hopefully it goes well. And also, if while I'm coming home, I get any of the other tips coming through from some of those other orders, I will come on and let you know that as well. All right, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. All right, guys, so I made that drop off. This time there was actually a gentleman outside. I think he had just been happened to walking outside, so I actually ended up making the drop off to him. And I didn't get to take a picture, so hopefully that works out well for me. And I didn't even have my camera fired up. I should have had it fired up, but I didn't. But interestingly enough, this order was for $14.06 was the offered amount, and the base pay of this was $12.06. So that tells you that there was a problem with this order. There was a severe problem with this order, because that base pay is extremely high. I mean, unless I got some sort of a bonus or something, but I don't believe I did. So, that means there's a $2 tip. Now, this is interesting because this is the one on the previous, the smoothie order. A majority of the tip is being shown as coming from this residence. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. Now, I know in about 5 minutes, the first order drop-off that I did is going to come through. We'll see what the tip is on that. That'll kind of shed a little bit of light on it. And then after that, probably in about 16 minutes or so, probably by the time I'm home, I'll know both of what would have been my last order. And then I won't know this order, obviously, for another hour. So, I'll probably have to do that in a deep dive, and I won't even start a deep dive until I make sure all my orders are resolved. So anyways, we'll see where this goes. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if they give me any more tip. I don't know if they just give me a pat on the back and say, hey, great job, and give me a good rating. Maybe they wanted to give me a good rating. Who knows? But we'll find out. Hopefully they do. And I am going to head home, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit once I start seeing some of the tips rolling. All right, guys. See you soon. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. So I just arrived home, and the tips came through for that final order, and it is very disappointing. So I got $6. I got $4 from the Sheets order and $2 from the place that the people that I went to for the second time. And again, they had a $2 tip in that order. Obviously that I saw, and I was wondering, because I'm like, oh man, there's allegedly they tipped all this money. Well, they didn't. I'm not sure where Uber got $21.37 was going to be the tip or the total order total. So obviously, that's extremely disappointing, and that sets us back. So right now, if we get the $2 tip from before, we come in about $6.02 short now. And it certainly changes some of the hourly calculations and all that stuff. And I mean, it certainly makes that entire order a completely different looking order. And man, I'm regretful that I took it now. I mean, really, it was not worth it. Because it was I believe it was a 10-mile order for $16. I mean, it's not completely terrible, but just disappointing, man. I mean, they tip baited me, basically. Now, I don't know if they're going to clean that up on the second order, since I was nice enough to go the extra mile for them. That remains to be seen, and we won't know that for another 44 minutes. But we'll see. So, anyways, guys, I will talk to you soon. I will let you know that in the wrap-up. I'm going to head in here, end my night, and then when we do the deep dive into the numbers, I'll update you on exactly where things fell, and if they do more than the $2 tip that's promised, or maybe they're not going to tip at all. I don't know, man. Really disappointing, frustrating part about Uber. That's why I say Grubhub continues to be, in my opinion, the preferred app, because it gives you all the information. You don't have to be guessing. If you're going to go and take a $20 10-mile order, you know it's $20 and you know it's 10 miles, and there it is. All right, guys, I will talk to you later, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you soon.